Okay, so this morning I have received what I think is my pad set for the Raleigh burner project. So yeah, let's have a look inside and see what we got. So this is the company who produced them for me. These are custom. She does do a few bits and pieces, some clothing, and yeah, obviously these. But these were custom to me. So I wanted black vinyl with silver writing, as she did it, or posted it, sorry, as gold. So yeah, I wanted silver to go with the bike. And obviously the idea of the bike originally, the colour scheme, was to replicate my 86, which is silver and black. But yeah, these are awesome. Really nice quality. That's for the Mk1 handlebars. You also have this with the later Raleigh logo, which is a stem cover. But yeah, really chuffed. And it's, yeah, like I said, really good quality. So I'm going to head down the farm and get these fitted. Right, so here we go. I've put the brakes on, but only very loosely, because I am still waiting on the correct bracket. This may have been one originally for Raleigh, but as far as I know, the one for the burners just came straight up, so I managed to order one. Also, only the Mark IIs, I think, had a front reflector, but this is a bit of a sort of retro, or a resto mod, sorry. And I just want to run front and rear reflectors, so I have ordered a Mark II front reflector with its bracket also. Levers are on, all done and tight. So yeah, let's get these on, see how they look. Okay, very, very easy to fit, as expected. But it's really starting to look like the 80s BMX, which I had imagined. So I'm really, really happy with that. I'm very grateful to Bay, who produced this pad set for me. I'm not quite sure if the Mark I's originally had the stem cover. Whether I choose to run that or not, I don't know. I kind of like the chrome stem underneath, so I may remove that. But it was a full set, so I can't complain. But I'm loving it. The bike is really, really starting to look how I imagined. Now, as mentioned, I do have the reflectors and the little brackets coming for the front and the rear. I do also have a chain ring, which I don't think the Mark I's also came with, but I would like one, so I've ordered one. That will need powder coating at some point, but yeah, there it is. Little bit of high build filler primer. Hopefully it will fill in all the imperfections in the metal. If not, I'm just going to skim it ever so lightly with a little bit of filler, flat that back, add some more primer, and then go on with the base coat. Okay, so that's in grey primer. Now in certain spots, like along here, it's really smooth. But unfortunately, it won't really focus that well. But just along here, there's just some slight pits where it is had a little bit of corrosion in the past. So I'm just going to skim that little bit there, and also a little bit here with some filler. Flat that back, add another bit of primer, and then on with the base coat. Okay, so yeah, I did have to apply a little bit of filler, just in a couple of places. But other than that, it's very smooth. So I've gone over the whole thing to make it really, really smooth. Just add a little bit more of the grey primer, which I have just there. And then, yeah, hopefully no blemishes. Okay, so that's the base coat colour that I have gone for, and it is the same silver as the frame. So I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. I was going to go chrome, but the only chrome paint I could buy was really for like hobbies, and it's not tough enough for these. So what I decided to do, I had a little bit of paint left, and yeah, match the colour of the frame. So that's what I've done, and I'm really happy with the overall finish. So I've just applied the third coat of lacquer, so I'll let that harden, and once they're dry I'll put them straight back on the bike. Okay, so it's been a few days and I have fitted the reflectors already, and I gave them a bit of a clean up. So this is the rear one here, and that's the bracket that this bike should have had. So they were very good condition when I purchased them anyway, but what I did is just sanded them down, tried to get the metal as clean as possible, and I've actually just applied a little bit of lacquer just to basically maintain how clean they are now. And the same with the front one. So the front one goes underneath the forks, and as you can see, comes up and just fixes itself to the brake bolt. But these are the correct reflectors for the bike. As mentioned, I think the Mk1s did not have a front reflector. The Mk2s did. So this is a Mk2 Raleigh burner reflector. I just like the look of them. So yeah, really happy with those. Also, the bars are now on after I painted them in the same colour as the frame. Took a little bit more work than initially thought, but really happy with the finish. I haven't actually polished them, this is straight out the can, but the finish is really nice, and I've just tested out the pad set, and against the silver bars now, I definitely prefer the black pads on the silver bars. I'm still not really convinced on the stem cover, but as said before, it's not a problem. Just take it off if I want it off, put it on if I fancy it on. So, another thing. I was going to get like a show stand, so when I take this to shows, etc., I can sort of put the back wheel into the show stand. So as far as I'm aware, the ones that I've seen are like a yoke, and this part of the wheel here sits into that yoke, and the design of the stand goes under and the wheel sits on top of it. They're about 35 quid from what I've seen. So what I've actually gone for in the end is just an old stand, an old kickstand. And this one is in incredible condition with its original boot, just there. So I've given it a polish. It weighs absolutely nothing, just some old aluminium. I know a lot of BMXs wouldn't normally have a kickstand, but it doesn't bother me. I'm going to fit it, and it quite simply clamps between here. Okay, so there you go. Literally a minute to fit. So I'm using a stainless steel fixing. I think it's an M10. And yeah, no modifications required whatsoever. Just clamps to the tube just there. And it's aluminium, as I mentioned, so it weighs literally nothing. And being that it's polished, sort of matches all the bits like the crank arms, the forks. And I don't think really, once it's up, it looks too out of place. So yeah, chuffed with that. Grips have arrived, which is awesome. So these are from America. Took about a week to get them. They are the Cobra grips, period correct. The Dotties, as I know them to be called. Very soft. Really happy with those. Came with an Oakley sticker, so I don't know if it's a brand which is originally from Oakley or these are Oakley. I have no idea, but I know them as Cobra grips, and that's what I've got. Also, bought myself a set of these donuts, just as an added detail to the grips. This was just an eBay purchase. So I quite like these, quite well made. So I've got those also. And I am waiting on some replacement stickers to replace this one. As you can see, it's a little bit scuffed. So there's a chap on eBay who does replacement stickers. So yeah, I'll give this a polish up. Take that sticker out, put the new stickers in. And this is for the seat clamp. So I'll just go there. Chainring. This is on. In the end, I painted it the same colour as the frame as I had paint remaining. The initial plan was to get this, the forks and the bars all re-anodised. But I've spent most of my time concentrating on purchasing original parts, which aren't the cheapest, and re-anodising isn't cheap. So I've concentrated more on getting the parts than having it all re-anodised. So I'm happy with the forks as they are so far. I mean, for a bike that's almost 40 years old, I think they've done really well. The bars, I'm happy as anything with regards to the finish to match the frame. So I thought, why not just spray this? And it's come out really nice. I initially did spray it in the chrome, but as mentioned previously, I can only get really like hobby paint in a nice chrome finish, and it's not durable enough. I could do this and it would come off on my fingers. So I decided to use the rest of the paint up I had mixed, and I'm happy with it. So we're getting there. Gonna put the grips on, which means I can set the position of these levers, put these on, and I just have to wait for the stickers to arrive, and I can do that. And I think I'm happy to say that that's then going to be a complete bike. Unfortunately, the 86 is off all fours, and it will be for a little while. It would have been nice to have had the bike and the car outside and had a photo of the two together, but that's going to be a little while yet. But yeah, really enjoyed it. So yeah, we're almost there. So let me get these grips on. The donuts on and the grips. All the brake levers are nice and secure. Got a full BMX. I'm literally just waiting on the bolt and the sticker for the seat post bolt. Nut, sorry, which is just there, and I'm done. So this has taken me on and off during time before and after work. I would say this has roughly taken me about 2 weeks, and that's mainly waiting on parts, but also just taking my time and enjoying it. I didn't really want to rush it, and I'm sure there's a few other little bits and pieces that I will change over time. One of them already, possibly, even though they're brand new, these grey cables, brake cables. I have ordered a black set because I couldn't quite make my mind up which colour I wanted to go for. They're £6 a pair, so I'll have both. But yeah, it's a real shame that I can't put it against the 86, and I will at some point. I'll do it in another video in the future where I'll put these two together and possibly do a little feature on both of them. This at the moment, still waiting on a few bits for the rear suspension setup. The bags, I had to sort of have a bit of a design myself, sent it off to the company, and they're actually making me the rear bags. So fingers crossed my measurements are all bang on and I can get that on. So I'm really looking forward to this. So make sure you subscribe just to stay in on the A86 build. But yeah, let's get this out in the sunlight and we'll have a quick look. Thanks for watching, guys.